Good morning, Rabbi Sai. You want an Elul? I'll give you Elul. Here, Elul. Rabbi Sai, one of the nicest edits I've seen in a long time from Ariel. Check this out. Mendy, where were you? Let's hear Geshmak Elul. No. Elul! Oh! Perfect. So perfect. Again, you know what? He had enough bushes and mizyonis. But you know what? In his mind, this bushes mizyonis. The Olam appreciates it. It's gewaldig. It's unbelievable. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you the Chayalim that do Elul. Okay, a different time. Moshe Green. Look, we get a lot of these emails and they never get old. Never. Once again, you know what it is. But Lamaisa gives me a lot of chizuk and it gives the whole team chizuk. And it doesn't get old. Thank you for changing my life. Dear Rabbi Eli Stefansky, my name is Moshe G. He has his name here on the screen, but okay, I'm not going to say his name. I am 34 years old. I never have had the opportunity to learn in a yeshiva as I was thrown out when I was 15 years old. Since then, my life took a very different path. I went straight into the workforce, and from that day, I never opened a Gemara again, from 15 to 34. Recently, I came across a podcast where someone was talking about you and your shiurim. I decided to check it out, and I can't even begin to tell you how much it has touched me. It's been years since I felt any connection to Torah learning, but through your shiurim, that spark has been reignited. Instead of spending hours lost in Netflix and other distractions, I now find myself eagerly waiting for your shiur. Your energy, passion, dedication have given me something I didn't even realize I was missing for so long. I just want to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you for giving me and so many others like me a chance to reconnect with our heritage in a way that feels genuine and accessible. Please don't give up on what you're doing. There are countless people like me who are depending on you and your shiurim to keep us connected and inspired with heartfelt gratitude, Moshe. So I'm asking Moshe, I don't think I've done this at least not in the. I want him to reach out. I want to schmooze with him. I have his email, I think, and I'd like to connect with him, do a little interview. This is from Steve Jakubowski. I've been meaning to write to you and wish you hatzlacha, good health. Apologize for missing the last day in Chicago and several others, but I was on vacation with my family. What prompted me to write today is this morning, my wife tells me that she's going to Walmart and asks if there's anything I need. I said if she wants, she can return a Yiddishkeit book I bought through the Walmart.com website that I realized after I received it was a duplicate of a book I already had. Then we started arguing whether one can return to Walmart a Yiddishkeit book sourced through a third-party seller. He's saying because the guy selling it to Walmart is a Yid. I said to him, it looks strange to the clerk, but why not? We left it at that. We left it, I would return the book, not her. Then I'm driving to work, listening to your shiur, not even 7 minutes in, you're talking about the circumstances in which one is permitted to return an item to Walmart. Fortunately, I had no das to return it when I purchased it, so thank you for the heter to the go-ahead and do so. A true kiss from Hashem on the importance of your shiur and to me personally, as well as our bond and friendship. Wishing you continued hatzlacha, strength, good health, and nachas in the coming year and beyond, Steve Jakubowski. Rabbi Sai, I just want to say that since it's Rosh Chodesh Elul, last night was Rosh Chodesh Elul, we're starting a brand new perek. It's Gedale to put on your status and tell people about the shiur to get them to join. We did it in Hebrew last night, and over 100 people joined from status alone for the Hebrew. We could do better. We have more people and more statuses, and we get more people. So it's your opportunity to rack up schusim, get people on status, Rabbi Sai. As you know, we are going to Europe, and I would like to daven personally for anybody that sends me a name. We're going to put together a list of names, and I guess there's an Indian to leave the names there by the kever. We'll leave by every kever. I personally will daven. I hope, just don't load it up with thousands. We'll be okay. But if not me, the Olam with me, we'll try to daven for you. It'll be my schos. We're going straight into, we have a longer daf today, a little bit on the complicated side. So we're going straight to there's a lot of geschmacky emails, unfortunately, and we have the Chavetz Chaim stuff, but we'll get to it a different time. Chayalim sponsor the month. Binyomin Rosenfeld for Hatzlach business. The Masechta is sponsored for the safe and speedy return of all the hostages. Parnas HaChodesh Leilu Nishma Zechariah ben Moshe Leilu Nishma Chayalim bas Yosef. Parnas HaChodesh Binyomin Rosenfeld with gratitude to Reb Biderman, Reb Eli, Gedale, Fenster, and Michael Safdie. Parnas HaChodesh Eli Stefansky for the refuah, shleima, and safe, speedy return of all our Chayalim. So since I put that in, 2 people reached out to me. Dr. Marty Dauber, Moshe Tzvi Dauber, he's also sponsoring a full month. And Mr. Anonymous, $1,800 also for the same exact thing. And the few people, I saw another one, I think it might be in here also, that so the Kitzur Dailam is welcome to join. We'll do a massive thing for the Chayalim. They should all have a refuah shleima, and they should all come back speedily. Parnas HaChodesh, matching Reb Eli's donation is Zchut HaChayalim for the month.
By the way, the month is supposed to be 26, not 18.
You are. We're giving a discount.
Yeah. Okay. I was giving myself a discount. I didn't know what it is. I just went in there. I figured $1,800 should cover it. What are you saying? That all these people say Parnas HaChodesh, they pay $2,600?
Yes.
I didn't even know that. Wow. Okay, so we have to up it then. Or I'll just do half a month and the other guy will take over the other half. I'll be stingy. Okay, I hear.
Maybe the Chayalim should do half a mission.
Maybe they'll be home in 2 weeks and then it's done. Bezer Hashem.
Maybe you should be large.
Oh, Noisen by Yafa Noisen. All right, so we have another. Judah David is sponsoring with me. How much are you giving, Bezer Hashem, for the Chayalim?
Thank you.
You are a big donor, actually. You do have a good heart. You want to give the scooter? I got you there. Okay. Official Mitzvah Motivators in memory of Yaakov, Shlomo, Ben Yechiel, Elchonon, father of Elchonon, Morah, Toby, and Zaide of Mrs. Friedland, and Yechiel, Elchonon, Hefter. Parnas Shavua, refuah, shleima, speedy recovery from a heart surgery. David Ben Rivka. Parnas Kidnovations LLC, and my dear friend Mark Aschkenasy, a man who makes dreams come true. Thank you, Reb Eli, for everything you do. Parnas Hayoim, the famous Kalman from the 5 towns. We used to hear from him, mamish, every week at least. But this is very sad. First yard side of my beloved daughter, Hadara Sarah Milberg, Aleha Shalom. She was only, I think, 29 years old. Vladislav Zakharov, remember him? Baruch Hashem, 14 months after graduating, I finally got my first job. Parnas Hayoim, as per my pledge, l'schus the Chayalim. Also, latzlochas beni Moshe Shmuel ben Rus. Parnas Hayoim, Steve Jakubowski, to Reb Eli and the MDY Chaver that we should be zoicha to see more kisses from Hashem. Now I understand it after reading that email. The art of the month for schus for Reb Eli and the whole MDY staff to continue to make Torah so enjoyable for so many. Shalom Aleichem, guests. What are your names all in the back? Yeah.
Father and son.
Wow.
He's the father and the son.
Yeah. Where are you guys from?
Bar.
Givaldic. Who else? I saw some other guests somewhere. Well, Shlomo, what's your name?
Yaakov.
From?
Here in Mishkafai.
Mishkafai and Bezer Hashem every day, Yaakov Turgeman. Fair enough. Oh, what's your name? Yoel Harris? Gail Harris. From? Nachakatlav. Another local. Givaldic. Okay. Bezer Yisrael Sher is here. He's finally here. A voice I give him a big warm welcome. Mati is here. Unbelievable. Such chizuk. You came on the perfect day. Let me tell you, Daf Yomi Beis, one of the easiest stopim in Shas. When we have a daf like this, the Gemara shows us the depth of the Gemara, how deep it could go, and we're only going to touch the surface. There's a lot of cheshbon there, a lot of calculations holding cup. So I say to you, first of all, tomorrow is a brand new parak, a really brand new parak, and it starts off nice and easy with dapim of Agadta. But even on a day like today, do not check out. Do me a favor, don't check out. We're going to be learning halachas. Even if you walk away with one concept about zdei achuzah, let's say, how it works, you don't understand the whole cheshbon, you got something, you achieved something. Don't despair. If I find you sleeping during the shir today, oy vavoy. Let me just try to give you an overview, and you don't have to understand it. I'll try to do this again. I'll do a quick overview of what we're going to be learning today, basically, and you decide to yourself if it's complicated or not. The other day, yesterday, day before, we learned about moicher bayin yafa moicher, moicher bayin ra moicher. On the right side, we have Eli Stefansky. On the left side, we have Judah David. I'm just kidding, Judah. I'm waiting for your donation, my friend. Where is it?
Be'ezrat Hashem.
Oh, you see, a little pressure is going to work. A little pressure. Anyway, fine. So you have moicher bayin yafa, moicher bayin ra. The Elohim didn't like it. It was too insulting. Judah, you insulted? No, not at all. I didn't think. No, he's not insulted. He's fine. Look at you. Look at you. He's all nervous that he's insulted. What? I'm the raw. I'm the raw. I'm the raw. He's bayin yafa. He thought about giving much more than 1,800. Okay, good. If he was in my position, he'd give much more. Fine. Upon him, the Gemara says there's two types of people. People that sell bayin yafa, meaning when they sell something, they give, especially when it comes to, we'll see, one item. If they're selling a field, everything that has to do with the field, the karka, goes. I'm selling everything. I don't leave myself even a sidewalk to get to my swimming pool. I just give it moicher bayin yafa. Or we saw moicher bayin ra, chacham hold moicher bayin ra, that a person sells, but he's a little stingy and he leaves himself stuff. He leaves himself over. Then we had Rav Huna. Here's Rav Huna. Rav Huna says if a person sells a whole field, all the green, he sells this guy in the center, he's the seller. The guy on the left is the buyer. And he left himself, he says, I'm selling you the whole entire field besides 2 trees. Does he leave himself the dirt underneath the trees or not? And we said that according to everybody, l'chayra, where's the L'kula Alma here? Here. L'kula Alma, the Gemara started that L'kula Alma, the guy leaves himself the dirt underneath. Even if you hold, like Reb Akiva, even Reb Akiva who says, moicher ba'ayin yafa, typically he gives everything away. Rav Huna says, in this case, where he kept for himself 2 trees, he doesn't give everything away. He leaves himself karka, big chiddush. We saw in the Mishnah, Reb Shimon says, there's a lot of holding cup here. That's all. It's easy stuff, but we have to hold cup. Reb Shimon in the Mishnah says that if a person gives over to Hegdish, he gives over the field, it includes even very strong, powerful, large entities of trees such as Zechariah and sycamore, carob and sycamore, where typically he would hold them for himself. When he does Hegdish, that goes with it. Now, how does that work with Rav Huna? Yeah? Rav Huna says, when I keep for myself 2 trees, I keep the dirt underneath, yet when I give Hegdish, I give everything with the trees, with everything. So the Gemara says, now the Gemara switches it yesterday. We're going to go away from that. That in fact, Reb Akiva doesn't agree to this idea. It's not L'kula Alma. Reb Shimon holds like Reb Akiva, ba'ayin yafa moicher. In other words, he keeps for himself, he gives everything away. He gives everything away. So when he gives Hegdish, a field, he gives everything away. It includes the Charav tree. It includes the sycamore. Yeah? You already lost me? Huh? Should I start from the beginning? Okay, we'll do this again, and we'll see it inside. We're just doing a little bit of an overview. So we had now 2 cases. We have Rav Huna, that a guy keeps himself 2 trees, and he does leave over for himself dirt. We have the case of Hegdish, where he gives the field that includes the trees. He doesn't leave anything for himself according to Reb Shimon. Why? Because he holds like Reb Akiva ba'ayin yafa moicher. Great. We're going to see a brisa, which just the entire brisa is beautiful, and if that's all you came out from the whole shir, it's good because it's easy to understand the whole idea of zdei achuza. The bottom line is that if a person plants 3 trees, but not in the proper way, with less area needed, so he's magdish just the trees, but not the dirt underneath. And this is problematic. Again, if he plants 3 trees, not in the proper way, maybe I'll show you a little picture here. Where are these trees? it's a whole sugya, but he planted 3 trees like this, but not with the proper amount and distance between the trees. Let's say they're closer to each other. So he donated to Hegdish only the trees, not the dirt underneath. Now, who does this go according to? Everybody holds Ayin Yafa, and the Gemara says at the end that it goes according to Reb Shimon, that it's Ba'ayin Ra, but that there's only marked the trees. The problem is according to Reb Shimon holds Ayin Ra, which the Gemara is going to show us, Ba'ayin Ra, but Ayin Ra means that he keeps for himself the dirt underneath. So that's basically what we're going to go into. And the Gemara, basically at the end, all the way at the end of the day, the Gemara says one thing. Hold on a second. The Gemara says one little thing at the end, and we're going to jump into the sugya. The Gemara says Reb Shimon in the Mishnah that we spoke about Reb Shimon. You look at the last words in the Mishnah. Reb Shimon says, when a person gives over to Hegdish a field, he gives with the field. He also gives a beautiful tree. The Gemara says a very interesting thing. He wasn't saying the halacha according to himself. He's talking to Chachamim, and he's telling Chachamim, don't you agree that it only includes a tree but doesn't include other things? That's what the Gemara says at the end. And that's basically what we're going to be seeing today in a nutshell. Let's do it slowly and inside, and hopefully we can get something out of this. The Gemara says like this. Daf Ayin Beis Amud Aleph all the way on top. What's interesting is because it's a continuation. It's really, if you look at Ayin Aleph Amud Beis, it's 6 lines. So basically, we stopped in the middle of a sugya. The whole daf, it's Daf Yomi. It's based on how they laid out the pages, but we're smack in the middle of a sugya. The Gemara says the Reb Shimon in the Mishnah, that a person who donates, is magdish, a field to Hegdish, nothing's included, only the special trees. The charav and the shikma are included. And that goes according to Rebbe Akiva. The Gemara said, his Rebbe Akiva, who holds moicher ba'ayin yafa moicher, and he doesn't hold on to the dirt. So the Gemara says, when we matzis mukmis lay, the Rebbe Shimon ki Rebbe Akiva, Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. How can Reb Shimon Bar Yochai hold like Rebbe Akiva? Vatanya higdish shleisha ilanos mimata asar lebeisa. Hare higdish is akargav seilana shebenein. Very complicated words, but very, very simple. It goes like this. If we look, the way, if you have very small trees, small ones, you could plant 10 small trees in an area of 2,500 amma, which means 2,500 divided by 10 is 250 per tree. Yeah, you basically get, not this one, 16 amma by 16 amma, 15.8 by 15.8 amma, 250 square amma per tree. Now let's go back a little bit. There is a halacha called Zdei Achuza. If Yeshua ben Nun gave somebody a field and that someone gave it to his children and it went from generation to generation, halacha is that if somebody in the family takes that field and donates it to the Beis HaMikdash, even if it's a huge field, the size of a kur, tremendous, 75,000 square amma. Okay? An amma is 2 feet. So I don't know how to do the math. It's not 150,000 square feet, is it? No. Okay, 75,000 square amma. Very large field. You have to redeem it from the Beis HaMikdash. You buy it back. You gave it as a donation to the Beis HaMikdash. Now you want to plant corn on it. So you go to the Beis HaMikdash, you say, hey, I want to get my field back. The Torah says it's a very, very cheap price. It's 50 shekel. But prorated. There's 50 years in a yovel. So that means it's basically a shekel per year. So if there's 5 years left to the yovel, you give the Beis HaMikdash how much? 5 shekel. It's really 1.148 because it's for the next year. So you give 1 and a pundyan. Okay, let's call it a shekel just to make it easier. A shekel and a pundyan. Again, there's a very cheap price. Let's say you donate to the Beis HaMikdash a beautiful sycamore tree, and it's worth $1,000, and you want your tree back. You go to the Beis HaMikdash, and how much do you pay the Beis HaMikdash? $1,000 plus a fifth. you're going to have to pay them $12.50. Right? A fifth is a quarter, really. So you're paying $250 on top of the $1,000 tree. But if you have a giant field that's 75,000 square amma, which is an amma is double than a foot, so you do your own math, you only have to pay 1 shekel, I don't know how much a shekel is, per year. Okay, so if you have 10 years, you pay the Beis Hamikdash 10 shekel. If you have 50 years left to the Yovel, because anyways in the Yovel it's going to come back to you for free. So if you want it earlier, you have to pay the Beis Hamikdash 1. Now what if you plant a tree on your property and you want the property back and you pay back a shekel for the property? Do you get the tree back? Well, it depends. If the tree is bottled to the karka, you don't pay anything for the tree. If it's by itself, then you would have to pay for the tree individually, $1,250 for the tree, and 1 shekel for the karka. So, now let's see inside. Hare higdish es karka. This is great. This we could get, and if you walked away with this, then you could go to sleep for the rest of the thing. The rest is just the cheshbon back and forth. So he was like Reb Shimon, like Chachamim. Higdish ba'in yafa. Not fine. But let's at least do this part. Person donated to the Beis Hamikdash 3 trees. Where are my 3 trees? Oh, I had them. Everything's mishkababel. Where are my 3 trees? Oh, here. I think they're here. No. Wow. I just had them and I clicked off of it. Maybe this? Oh, 3 trees. Here we go. Person donated 3 trees to the Beis Hamikdash. Nothing to do, no karka, nothing. And it was the proper size. The way he planted them, the distance between the trees and everything around the trees was perfect for a person who's trying to redeem from the Beis Hamikdash. Hamikdash is a karka. How did he do it? Mimata asar lebeisa. The same relative to a person planting 10 trees in a saw. We said planting a saw is 2,500 amma. So 10 trees in 2,500 amma is 250 amma per tree. Great. So what's halacha? If a person does this, you hear Reb Nachman, person donates these 3 trees, and there's 250 amma per tree, everything is included, including the dirt underneath the tree, including those little baby bushes. Everything is included. Okay. Therefore, lefichach kishu poida beizera choy mesarim b'chamishim shekel kesef. Now it makes beautiful sense. Now, when he wants to redeem it from the Beis Hamikdash, he gets a discounted price of a shekel per year. He could walk away with that whole entire thing. If there's 5 years left, he gives them 5 shekels. Shlomo Yisrael. Everything is great. Okay? This is what we want. This is what we're going for. Here, just to show you inside how it works. Red. These are the years. It's a shekel per year. Let's say there's 10 years left. He pays a shekel and a pudyon. Oh, now, what if it's less than 250 amma, like in this case? It's 200 amma. He didn't donate it with the proper amount of land. And this, Reb Eli, is the case that we need to show with the other cases here. These are the cases that we're talking about today. Rav Huna, all the way to the right, we said, if a person sells the entire field, but he keeps for himself 2 trees, he sells the dirt underneath. Then we had the case in the Mishnah, that's the center case. If a person donates a sycamore tree, you see that the big large tree in the center, then he also, what? I'm sorry. What happened was, you're right. No, he's makdish a field. He's makdish a field. Reb Shimon says it includes the sycamore tree. And now we have a third case. That's what we're talking about now, all the way on the left. That he's makdish 3 trees, but without the proper amount of spacing between the trees. It's only 200 amma per tree. Oh, so here we're holding, 6 lines down. If he had less than 200 amma, or 250 per tree, a person was magdish 1 tree, then another tree, and then another tree. It was 3 separate hekdeshes. When you donate them individually, it's separate acts of hegdish, then you did not give any karka underneath them. Yeah, similar to, let's say, I know this side, people taught me, I watch people. Let's say you're on a diet, okay? You're on a diet. And you eat a half a piece of cake, and then 5 minutes later you eat the other half. There's no calories there, right? If you nibble at it and you eat the entire piece over a certain amount of time, doesn't count. That's what it says over here. It's from the side, from the Gemara right here. If you magdish one karka, and then another tree, and then another tree, it doesn't add up. If you did all three together, then you get the calories. One after, pashut. That's science. This is pashut science. No, svara. It's different acts of hegdish. They don't combine. What I did yesterday has nothing to do with today. It's not mitzvah.
MUI diet.
It's the new diet. So now I was magdish trees that don't have the right amount. They don't have all the calories. They're not 250. They're only 200, or they're one after another. So when I redeem it, and then I only give the Beis Hamikdash the exact value of the trees, but I don't get away with 1 shekel per year on the whole thing, on the whole deal, because the karka is not included here. What if I donated all the trees to the Beis Hamikdash? Then I donated all the karka underneath them. So I would think it's a package deal now. Now you go to the Beis Hamikdash and say, listen, 1 shekel for the whole. If I did it together, it would be a shekel per year. So I did it individually. But now, at the bottom line is right now the Beis Hamikdash has a whole field with trees on it. So let me just pay 1 shekel. No good. Doesn't work. First you have to pay for the trees. Says the Gemara Mani, who does this go according to? Reb Akiva is of the opinion that a person, he sells everything. So when I give the trees, I give them ba'ayin yafa, so it should include the dirt underneath. Why is it when the tree is small, when the area is small, it's 200, like here on the left side, 200 per tree, it does not include the dirt underneath. In fact, the Gemara asks, everybody holds moicher ba'ayin yafa. Why? Why does everybody hold this moicher ba'ayin yafa in this case? Hegdish. If I'm giving something to Hegdish, I'm large. I'm giving a gift to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I'm going to be stingy to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So what's going on here? How does it work with these other cases that we saw on the side over here, on the right, in the center? Even Reb Shimon says, I give the charov, when I magdish a field, I give more, I give the charov. Reb Huna says, when I leave trees for myself, I'm large. I leave myself some dirt. So I'm going to give to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. How does it work exactly? Certainly, if I'm selling to a random person, I sell him with a big heart. So certainly when I'm talking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and even Rabbanon, who typically say, Moicher be'ayin ra. Rabbanon on the left over here say Moicher be'ayin ra, but in this case we're talking about Hegdish. Moicher with be'ayin ra, Moicher. Magdish be'ayin yafa, be'ayin yafa magdish. But a person that's magdish is going to be magdish be'ayin yafa. Elchita. So we have to say there's a third opinion here. Elchita Reb Shimon. What does Reb Shimon hold? Reb Shimon Ali Biderman, if he holds like his Rebbe, cannot go like Reb Akiva, because Reb Akiva holds ba'ayin yafa moicher. V'kolchki magdish, and certainly a magdish. El Pshita Ali B'Rabbanon, so it must be that Reb Shimon, this new shita that says that when I donate trees that are not 250 amma in area, just 200 amma, let's say, I do not donate the karka. It must be Reb Shimon who holds like Rabbanon. That what? Rabbanon say Moicher ba'ayin ra. But we said, why do we say it's Rabbanon? Because it's Hegdish. And Hegdish is agreed. Reb Shimon holds Hegdish is not so nice. There are people that are stingy when it comes to tzedakah also, believe it or not. And he gives a donation to tzedakah, but he holds back. He only gives $1,800 instead of $2,600. Not so large. Because over Reb Shimon keich the moicher bayin ra moicher magdish nami bayin ra magdish. So now we have a new sheet. Umishayir ara. So nachama. This case where a person donated to Beis Hamikdash 3 trees, the red trees all the way on the left side of the chart, and it's less than 250 amma, goes according to Reb Shimon. Reb Shimon says he's bayin ra. He's stingy and he leaves himself all the karka. Ask the Gemara, but the bottom line is it doesn't jive with another thing that we learned. Velakashio hoyel v'yankin mizdei hegdish. It says mefurish in the Mishnah that if a person here, the center case, we forgot about the center case. How does the left case go with the center case? In the Mishnah, it's Reb Shimon also. It's Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. And he says that if I donated a field, I also donate the tree on top. Why? Because ba'ayin ra. But I'm sorry, velikashi hoyel v'yankim is hegdish, and he explains because he gives it with the tree.
Because otherwise he could get from there.
Because otherwise Why does he give it with the tree? Because otherwise the tree is yonik. He gets from the ground, which is what? Which is hegdish. So you see there, Reb Shimon holds that he does give the dirt underneath the tree. Ayin Nachamal. So Ayin Ra, let's again. You said this case with the 3 trees, he donates the trees, does not include the dirt underneath. But according to Reb Shimon, it does include the dirt underneath in the Mishnah because he says that the trees nourish from the ground and therefore he must give the trees to Hegdish, meaning that the dirt underneath is Hegdish. He didn't leave the dirt underneath for himself. Yeah? How can you say that Ayin Ra, that Reb Shimon holds Ayin Ra, that Reb Shimon holds he doesn't give the dirt underneath? If in fact he didn't give the dirt underneath, then where are these trees nourishing from? From his own dirt that he didn't give. And that's not a problem. Then he wouldn't have to give the tree to Hegdish. The only reason he has to give the tree to Hegdish in the Mishnah, not in this case, not to be confused. This case is he donated the trees themselves. In the Mishnah, he donated the karka, and it includes the tree. So, but the karka underneath the tree he shouldn't have given. He should have left it for himself, according to Reb Shimon, because Ayin Ra, he's stingy. He doesn't give the dirt underneath the tree. So how does it work with Reb Shimon? So the Gemara says, should we do sponsors? Okay, we have a new sponsor here, the famous Yaakov Citron, who's done a few of the films for us, and in fact, they hired him, or I don't know exactly, you know what, I don't know. I shouldn't speak. I had nothing to do with this, but I heard, I'm very happy, I heard he's coming on the Europe trip and he's going to be the official photographer. So he's sponsoring by Citron Films. And Lili Nishmas, the 6 hostages that were killed this week, Hirsch, the famous Hirsch, somebody remind me, I want to go be Menachem Avel. At least you're supposed to remind me. Okay. And Uri and Eden and Almog and Alexander and Carmel. So, now the Gemara comes up with a big shtick. Ela Reb Shimon l'divreim d'Rabbanan k'amar lahu. Reb Shimon himself, in fact, when he talks about a charav, when he says that if a person donates the field, it includes the butter tree, the carob tree, it includes the sycamore. He wasn't talking about himself. He holds ba'in ra. A guy doesn't give anything, he doesn't give the dirt, nothing. But he's saying, you chachamim, you at least should admit to me that there's 2 levels here. Basically, there's 2 things going on here. There's a matana. I don't know if this will confuse people. By the way, when I got back from the Hebrew shir last night, I realized that nobody understood what I said. Not even one person. Well, some understood a lot more than me, and some didn't understand anything. And so we decided to go back to the drawing board. And I don't know. I can look it up. Yoshi wrote to me at 2:40 in the morning. He says, "Okay, I'm finished." So I gave him a bunch of stuff to do, and he's in the middle of moving, and he's not happy. I mean, he didn't say a word, but I'm sure he's not so happy about it. When was it? I'm just. He said not to say anything, so I have to say. 2:53 a.m. Just finished. Hatzlacha. Here, you can see over here. Could you zoom in on this? Okay, later. Remind me. I'll send you a screenshot. Not now. The bottom line is, okay, listen, if one person, or even if I myself understood a little better. So, Reb Shimon, in the Mishnah, I wish we had a screenshot. We do have a little bit here. No, not this one. Kobe did it, but I don't know why. Okay. If you see here, this is in the Mishnah, but it's the last words. Reb Shimon Oimer Hamagdish is Asada. Unbelievable. The Gemara is coming with a big chiddush here. Reb Shimon is not giving halach himself. What Reb Shimon is doing is he's talking to Chachamim. And he's saying something very simple. You guys remember yesterday we were talking about a guy gives a present. He gives a matana. It includes what, Mendy? Everything. What does everything mean? Even a factory on top, even the wine press, a bar, a dos, a gas. It includes everything because it's matana. When a guy sells something and you say ba'ayin yafa moicher, he gives. It's not everything. There's a different level. There's an ayin yafa of Rebbe Kiva that when I sell, the item I'm selling, I give you 100%. What am I selling you? I'm selling you a field. I'll give you the whole field. I don't leave over a sidewalk on the field. No, don't exaggerate. Don't say I gave you everything. It doesn't include the sycamore and then the bar and the dus. None of that. Not. In that thing that I'm selling, just that field, I'm giving you everything. So Reb Shimon tells Chachamim, what about Hegdish? When a person donates to Hegdish, I hear what you're saying. A person gives large. You all said, when you give a Hegdish, large. But how large? There's two madregas in large. There's large and there's very, very large. There's large where I give you the dirt, and there's large where I give you everything, including like a matana, like a bar and a dos. So says Reb Shimon to Chachamim, at least agree with me that he's not so large. That he's not the category of matana large. Like this. Not everything. There's a matana all the way on the left that includes everything. There's the moicher that at least on the bottom, I just did it like this. Magdish, at least agree with me that it's not like a matana. I'll give you something, a little bit, but not all of it. That's what he was saying in the Mishnah. Amar Reb Shimon, Reb Shimon the Divrei and the Rabbanon Kamarlu, Lididi, Kehech the Moich Bayin Roa Moicher, Magdish Nami Bayin Roa Magdish. According to me, I say people are stingy through and through. When they sell, they're stingy. When they give the Rebbeinu Shalom, the Beis Hamikdash, they give the Beis Hamikdash, they're stingy. Vishir Mishayer, and he leaves to himself land and everything. But you say that a person is generous. I want to know how generous, in what category. Don't you agree with me that it's limited to only the tree, the boxer tree, and the sycamore? No. Even the Beis Hamikdash gets even the bar, the gas, everything and everything. Okay? So Mamela, what comes out? So now, I don't want to confuse the item too much, but yesterday we said, and even we started the shir, that the Rav Huna, let's go back to Rav Huna. Okay? We started off, this is Rav Huna, that a person keeps for himself 2 trees, that's how the whole sugi started. A person keeps for himself 2 trees, he actually leaves himself a lot of dirt underneath the trees. And that could go according to everybody, Chacham, Rebbe Kiva. And then we said, no, it doesn't go according to everybody. Remember? We said, no, that only goes according to Chachamim because Rebbe Kiva holds by Yafa Moicher. Because Rebbe Shimon holds like Rebbe Kiva. We have to take Rebbe Shimon out of this whole thing. Rebbe Shimon didn't get along with this whole Rav Huna. And Rebbe Shimon is going to hold like his Rebbe Kiva. So we said this Rav Huna doesn't go according to everybody. But now we're saying no. Rebbe Shimon is not even arguing with anybody. Rebbe Shimon is just talking to Chachamim. In the Mishnah, he doesn't say his own thing. So we don't have to say Rebbe Shimon goes like Rebbe Kiva, and we could go back and say the bottom line is this is what's going to happen. That everybody agrees to Rav Huna now. There is no Rebbe Shimon going like Rebbe Kiva. Because Reb Shimon wasn't arguing. Reb Shimon was talking to Chachamim and telling Chachamim, don't you agree with me that it's a different level of Moicher Bayin Yafa Moicher, that he's not giving the Baridus. So Meila, at the end of the day, this halacha, that when a person leaves himself two trees, you see what happened there? He left himself 2 trees. It includes the dirt underneath. That could go according to everybody. Fine. Now, we're almost done over here. One little piece. This is already like a new sugya, and we could pick it up from here. So On Amud Aleph, this whole case, remind the Olam, where is this? This case where a person, well, this is not the real case. This case, okay, the case of 200 amma per tree, not the proper amount. You're supposed to have 250, 200. So it says in the Brisa that it doesn't include the karka underneath, right? That if you do, it doesn't have 250. He's marked as just the trees, not the karka. Who does it go according to? Who does it go according to? It can't be Reb Akiva and Chachamim because they both say the by Hegdish, be'ayin yafa. So the reason why it does not include the karka because it goes according to Reb Shimon who says that by Hegdish be'ayin ra. Okay, so far so good. This is simple now. B'may came to look Reb Shimon, maybe not, maybe I lied a shtickle, whatever. To full doilam. It says over there that if you did it one after another, so you magdish the trees and then you magdish the karka at two different points in time. But Rabbi, think about it. There's a beautiful question that comes up here. You own a field and on the field is trees. If you donate just the trees, not the field, so you have to redeem just the trees. If you donate the field and it includes the trees, then you could get the discounted price of 1 shekel per year. What if you donated the trees by themselves and a month later you donated the field by itself? Too bad. You have to redeem the trees and you have to redeem the field. Let me ask you why. Today, right now, at the time of redemption, when I go over to the Beis Hamikdash and I ask the Gabbai, the Shamish over there, the Gizbar, I want to redeem my field with the trees. It's all one package deal. They're all together. It's all Hegdish today. What's the difference? So what's the answer?
Benefit of different times. It was entered into Hegdish.
It was entered into Hegdish, but today it's one. Today. So you have to. So there's a question here. Do we look at when it entered, when it became Hegdish, and there was 2 separate times, or do we look at today? And today everything is one package deal. It's all Hegdish together. That's in fact the machlokes. Do we go at the time of redemption, today, or do we go at the time of Hegdish, when he was Magdish it? Hold on. What? Vi Rebbe Shimon asked the Gemara, Lezel bosa pidyoy v'neparku agavarayu. But today is the day that he's coming to redeem. And today, it's all one thing. It's all Hegdish. Daha Shamin le Rebbe Shimon does a bosa pidyon. As the Gemara, it cannot be Rebbe Shimon, because Rebbe Shimon, throughout Shas, as the Gemara is going to prove, perhaps, holds that we go by the day of redemption. And today, what are we looking at? We're looking at a field that's Hegdish and trees that are Hegdish. He should just have to pay 1 shekel per year, Shlomo Yisrael, no $1,000 for the sycamore tree. How do I know this? Okay, very simple case. We even have a nice drawing for it. Here, you have a father who owns a field. A son comes and buys the field from his father. Now, is this his de'achuza? No, because he didn't inherit it from his father. He bought it from his father, so the kid messed up. If he wouldn't have bought it for his father, if he would have waited for his father to die, he would have inherited it, and then even if he consecrated it to the Beis Hamikdash, if he gave it as a donation to the Beis Hamikdash, it would be the cheap price of 1 shekel per year. But he bought it. So anybody that buys a field from anyone has the right to donate it to the Beis Hamikdash, and when he redeems it, he has to pay full value of the field. You don't get a special discount price. So this son is no different than anybody in the world. So he takes the field and he gives it to Beis Hamikdash. So at this point in time, he has to redeem it for how much? Full value. The thing happened is that the father went to the Beis HaKvaros. He's gone. He's dead. So what happens? Now he went bye-bye. So now the field really became his as his de'achuza. He inherited his de'achuza. The rights of his de'achuza. Why not? The rights of his de'achuza. Huh? Exactly. So we have a problem. He bought. Wait a minute. This field he already bought it, but de'achuza is going to remain on this field forever and ever and ever. It's going to go from generation to generation. In fact, when Yovel comes, it's going to go back to the son. He gets the rights of the de'achuza. When it's Yovel, goes back to him. but he also bought it. But he donated it to the Beis Hamikdash. But when did he donate it to the Beis Hamikdash? When he was not as De'achuzah, when he didn't have the rights of De'achuzah, when he only had regular rights. So how do we view it? Now he comes to the Beis Hamikdash, he shows up, Shalom Aleichem. I want to redeem my field. You say, wait, we have a problem. Do you redeem it like a son who inherited, and he's his De'achuzah, it's a shekel per year, or it's a million shekel per year? Because when you donated it, you weren't as De'achuzah, you didn't have the rights as De'achuzah. So what does Reb Shimon say? We go, that's the question, that's our sugya. Do we go by the time of redemption, or do we go by the time that he was magdish it? This could have been as De'achuzah. It could be because he's a son, and therefore he gets the benefits of as De'achuzah, and he goes by redemption. The Reb Shimon holds that it goes by the time of redemption. Now here's the same case with a little twist. Reb Meir says, no, this pasuk comes to say a much simpler case. That what? There's a father and a son bought it from the father, but the father died, and then he gave it to Hegdish. So now it's like what Akiva said over here, not Rebbe Akiva. He said, oh, but he bought it. And when he bought it, maybe he lost a little bit of his rights. So for that, Reb Meir says, this pasuk says he didn't lose the rights. But this is a much smaller chiddush, because he was magdish it already when he had some sort of rights of Ze'achuzah. Came to him. His father died. Let's put them together. So Reb Shimon says the pasuk comes to tell us purple, green, red. Anybody that's listening on Kol HaLashon has no idea what I'm talking about. And Reb Meir says it's purple, red, green. The question is, did green happen before red or red happen? Okay, but that's the pasuk. But based on how Reb Shimon learns the pasuk, at least we have a source that Reb Shimon holds that we go by when you redeem by the pidyon. Like case number 2 over here. The same pasuk is Asher loim is de'achuzasoi. Soda she'ein is de'achuzah. Yotzezu she's de'achuzah. Oh, the Gemara says it's just simple stuff here. The case that Reb Meir says, the case on the bottom over here, that his father died first and then he was magdish. That's too simple. You don't need to pause for that. How did they know that case? The case on top. There's magdish and then the father died. Look at the Reb Meir also. If a pasuk could tell you a chiddush, and you have a small chiddush and a very large chiddush, which one is the pasuk telling us? The small chiddush. You have to go step by step. You can't jump to a giant chiddush. So the Gemara is just asking, why did Reb Shimon say that the pasuk is telling their giant chiddush that they were magdish and then the father died? Maybe the father died and then he was magdish. Maybe that's what the pasuk is coming to tell us. The smaller chiddush. Because you see from here, there's no difference whether the father died first and then he was magdish, or he's magdish and then the father died. There's zero nafkamina. The nafkamina is, when did I arrive at the Beis Hamikdash to redeem my field? At that point, did I have rights of De'achuzah or did I not have rights of De'achuzah? Is my father gone at this time? Not my father, Chas v'shalom. His father. Omer Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak. No, not a good raya. So we have a problem here. If Reb Shimon in fact holds that we go by the redemption, then he doesn't fit into the brayso. So we want to say the whole brayso goes according to Reb Shimon, but that wouldn't work if Reb Shimon holds that we go by redemption. So the Gemara is going to say, no, Reb Shimon doesn't hold that we go by redemption. Just in this special case that we see on the screen over here, then we go by redemption. Why? It's a xeris hakosef dafka over here. Why? Because the Torah uses a funny lashon. Or inami zde'achuzasai. Right? Simple. I have a zde'achuzah. Ma'asher loy mizdeh. What's this loy business over here? Ashaloy mizdeh. So the pshat is she'ina ruya li zde'achuzah. Yotzezu sheruya li zde'achuzah. Okay. Dafka in this case we go after the pidyon, but in general we don't go after pidyon. The whole brisa of the 3 trees could work with Reb Shimon. The sugi is over, Rabbi Isaac. Now we're going to something much simpler, and we'll finish the parak Beis Hashem. Omer Ravuna. Charva Murka v'Sadan Hashikma this tree that we're talking about, this very important tree, Torah Silon Olav, the Torah's Karka Olav, it has Tzvei Dinim. You could look at it as a piece of karka, and you can look at it as a tree, depending what you want to do with it. Torah Silon Olav, you could view it as a tree. The Heichad Agdash is Avin Shnei Ilonois, V'hai, right? We always said that if you have 3 trees, if you magdish 3 trees, you get the dirt underneath. So it could join forces with another 2 trees. You have 2 simple trees, plus this giant sycamore tree that's worth $10,000. But at the end of the day, you have 3 trees. 3 trees includes land. And this is also there. Yeshli karka, you get the karka. However, Torah's karka olav, we view this tree as an independent force. If somebody sells a field, it does not include the sycamore tree. And therefore, once we say that, we have the same exact halacha in another way. A giant haystack, a very large one, Sosayim has the halacha of a oimer and a halacha of a gadish. What does that mean? Oimer alav the shnei amorim shicha, shnayim v'hu enu shicha. So shicha is one of the matnas hanim, that if you left 2 bundles, you have to leave it for the ani. If it's 3, you don't have to. What if you have 2 regular sized bundles and 1 giant one that's 2 saw? It's like the sycamore tree. Sycamore plus 2 trees equals 3 trees. A giant haystack with 2 small haystacks equals 3 haystacks, and therefore the balabayis can come and take it. It's not for the aniyim. Torah's gadish olav, and it's also on the flip side we could view it as a giant haystack. It's not. It's like a sycamore tree. It's not part of the typical shikha halacha. MMA if you forget a giant pile of hay, a 2-saw pile, the ani cannot take it. This exact case that we had until now, that if a person is magdish a field, does it include the charov and the sadana shikma? As the Gemara, didn't we just say that we have a machlekes between Reb Shimon and Rabbanan in that case? We're just telling you that you should know that Reb Shimon is not on his own. First of all, we said that Reb Shimon wasn't even talking, wasn't even arguing, he was just explaining, and he's trying to prove his point. But when it comes to this case, he holds that when you're magdish a field, it includes, right? He said the Vrem Shel Chachamim, it includes the charov, and Rabbi Yosef Shimon holds like him. He gives him backing. Hadrun aloch hamoiches habayis, hadrun aloch hamoiches habayis, hadrun aloch hamoiches habayis.